Last time on Cloudfall. Guy and Doran finally hit the ground, or should I say the water. They survived, but whether they're going to be okay is a different question. They ended up meeting Phenom Green, although at first he appeared as a marshal for the city. Turns out he and his friend Roland are very close with Libera Nimbus, the leader of the Free City itself. The party played nice and ended up back at Clara's, sharing information with Phenom and Roland. For their own safety, the party agreed to set sail today on one of the city's skyships. They're going to a nearby skyland where they should be safe from retaliation by the Blight. Should be.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Poppy. What's poppin'?
I've been up since 4 a.m.
It is a bright, sunny morning. Phenom seems eager to start shopping for the day.
I certainly like shopping. Hey, before we go, I have some cookies to dole out. If who's afraid of falling?
Aaron is like, in a blanket wrapped around their head. I'm barely awake.
Not Aaron, then. Okay.
I recently had an incident involving falling.
Yeah, same over here.
Doran, you were there.
Right, yeah, that was not my favorite part of yesterday.
Do you guys want to play rock, paper, scissors, or Guy? Here's a Pronto
Rock.
Puff.
Thank you, Poppy.
Do not eat this one right away.
Yes.
Pulling it out of his mouth. Phenom sees you all kind of getting your stuff together and getting ready for the day, and he says, "We're going to have to make a quick pit stop, if that's okay. There's somebody I want you to meet. It's Libera. She wanted to meet you after what happened last night."
Oh,
Wow.
like the leader of the Free City, Libera.
One and the same.
I don't have anything better than. Oh gosh, I'm covered in flour.
She's not much of a morning person. She'll be more relaxed the earlier we get there.
What is proper protocol for meeting this leader?
What do you mean?
Do we bow or curtsy?
She might get a kick out of that. Yeah, do that.
Perfect.
Bow, then curtsy, yes.
She's actually fairly relaxed as leaders go. It's not what you'd expect. If you've ever been a visitor to a king, it's nothing like that. She's down to earth for as much as she loves the clouds.
Do we have to go? I'd rather just lay low.
Have to is a strong word around these parts, but yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate it. I understand it might not be comfortable, but again, you're not under arrest, any of you. We'd release you back into the city, we just don't want to clean up the bodies.
What exactly does Libera know about us?
She knows about last night. We had a little conference after we dropped you off yesterday. She knows what you told us. Basically that there were some shenanigans with the Bismite and that shadow creature that came from the Fae friend.
I call them buds, but you can call them whatever you want.
So she knows a little bit. She knows about Diver and she knows about Aaron. She knows that you worked
Wait.
with the Blight.
What does she know about me?
She has current information. That means she knows that you worked for the Blight and that you no longer do. That's the important part.
Aaron looks unhappy.
Phenom kind of leans into you, Aaron, and he says, "If it comes down to it, we can do an official pardon. Is that what you're looking for?"
I've done a lot of things, to survive in this city. So meeting the person in charge probably is a little...
Roland is in the hallway, and he kind of steps in, and he says, Aaron, I've been meaning to talk to you a little bit. I mentioned yesterday I've been watching The Blight for a good while, and part of that means I was watching you too. And I know about you, and I know what you can do, and I think it's incredible, and we don't want to use you for anything. We want you to be who you are, and we just don't want the Blight to have you.
Aaron looks down at their feet for a minute while they think about this.
I know you're not the same person you were last night. It's not a surprise to me.
What I can do, it has only gotten me into bad places. Aaron looks up as they say this to the rest of the group and says, I'm sorry. You guys have been pretty nice so far. It's just been there's been a lot of Aaron kind of trails off and just looks really sad.
I think what you can do is really cool. Could you turn into me if you want?
Yeah, I could, if you really wanted me to.
Wow. That's like way cool.
I just have to be really careful. The more people that find out about me, the more danger we
You
get
can
into.
count on me. I keep secrets all the time, right, Guy?
That's right. If it is any consolation, Aaron, I do not wish to hunt you.
Thanks, Guy.
You're also not tied to us. If we all get on this airship and you decide that you're better off going your own way, there's nothing stopping you. But none of us is safe here.
Aaron just nods. Like last night, we said the Blight's coming for us. They know me. Most of them know what I can do, which makes it a little trickier to hide. I think for now, my plan is to go with you.
You hear Phenom and Roland both go,
Just keeping things on the down low. And I guess we'll go meet the leader of the city.
Yeah.
They don't exactly go hand in hand, do they? I dropped my pencil.
You're saying there's no catch here. I'm sure she wants something from us.
They look at each other for a second. Phenom says, well, yeah, she wanted to ask you her own questions, but mostly she just wanted to meet you, to get to know you in case she met you again.
Everyone always wants something. Keep that in mind.
Phenom, must we wear one of your false images when we meet Libera?
Not for this. In fact, you should probably come as you are. Well, not completely as you are, looking at Doran in his pajamas.
Just need 1 minute. We can head out.
Nice bunny slippers.
They take up a lot of pack space, but it's worth it.
They're very comfortable.
Roland's like, Poppy, it smells so good in here. Are we going to get these cookies or do we have to wait until
Don't
later?
touch it. Sorry, I put a lot of effort in. These are for my friends. You get me to my shop safely and in one piece, and I will whip some up.
We can do that.
Okay. Pleasure doing business with you.
She made those in the coffee maker this morning, so I don't know how sanitary they are.
I washed it.
That is impressive.
Also, I'm pulling out one of the other cookies and handing it to Doran.
Thank you.
Don't eat this yet either.
I really hope I don't eat it today.
I give him a toffee temptation.
Roland is watching with puppy dog eyes.
Sorry. Gotta be part of the gang.
In a moment, you are all ascending yet another flight of stairs, going further up the winged spire to Libera's office. What are you all wearing?
Aaron only has one set of clothing.
Mhm.
Just really simple black kind of tight trousers, black boots that are flat soled, grippy on the bottom, good for climbing. And then kind of a long sleeve black tunic with a cowl. But everything is very worn out. Nothing fancy, nothing to draw attention.
Journey is wearing mostly homespun clothes that she clearly made herself some time ago. It's just basically like rectangles of homemade fabric that are tied to her. She's not super covered, but it's enough to be more like armor. She doesn't really get cold.
And Guy clinking up the stairs?
Guy is wearing his usual chainmail armor with the green cloak and what do you think happens to armor when you crash through a building and land in a pool of water?
Probably polished, but scuffed.
Okay, yeah. Looking polished but scuffed from the events the day before.
Dorn is wearing just his gambeson, which is it's form-fitted, and wearing some nice pants. That's it.
The pants are nice.
I was worried there weren't pants. So I was like waiting.
So it is armor, or
It's the Under Armour for
It's
you put the
very
stuff.
medieval.
Armor.
It's very medieval.
it's
looking.
medieval Under Armour.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Poppy?
Poppy has like a poofy little yellow dress that she normally wears, but she has taken off her apron and hat and like tucked them away because they're well used and covered in flour, and little blue glasses.
Suffice to say, a motley crew, ranging from actual solid armor to literal rags.
Hey.
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 As you take these hundreds of stairs going up to Libera's office, you understand how she's earned her reputation for taking bridges and lifts and flying inventions to go up and down the tower on the daily.
Was this where we stayed? The same building?
Same building. Yep.
Okay.
The Winged Spire.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's an awful lot of stairs.
On your way up, you can see out the window there's these enormous canvas wings on the side of this tower, literally the wings on the spire. These things catch air as it blows and indicate the direction and speed of wind to kind of give a little heads up to all the airship people in the city of like how rough it is out there today. So pretty much a giant weather vane on a colossal scale.
Cool.
That is the last thing you see before you get to Libera's office. Large violet double doors that open up. And when they do, you see another huge floor-to-ceiling bay window that looks out over the clouds from an even higher vantage. Turning around, you can see the windows actually continue around the entire room. And when you spin around, you can see the entire city of Farewell laid out behind you. Libera herself is facing you. She is kind of half sitting on the front of her desk, but she's speaking with an old man with white hair. She's wearing common-looking workers' clothes. It's like a canvas jacket. And then she's got red and violet official garb underneath that. And she's got long black hair tied into a braid. She says, I know it doesn't feel good, but it was the right decision. Of course they're upset right now. They're disappointed. The violet dragonflight means a lot to them. You hear, "Ha ha! You are very kind with your words." The old man goes, and kind of looks behind him. Your words about the violet dragonflight. If I meet one of them, a violet dragon, I will tell them that you said this, that people are upset and disappointed. What I meant is that this will pass. Don't worry. Libera kind of looks up and sees all of you enter the room at the same time. She goes, I apologize. My meetings are overlapping with each other. My friends, please, may I introduce you to Farewell, the man himself. Every bit the founder of the city as I am.
Your Highness, and Guy bows and curtsies.
Dorn does as well.
Bows and curtsies? What does
Yes.
that look like exactly?
Like a bob
At the same
and then a
time,
flip.
yeah.
A bend and then the arms go out with no skirt? Okay.
The white-haired man bows and curtsies to you as well with a big smile. He says, yes. Greetings to you all. It's true. I found this city at the same time as Libera.
I found this city.
Though it was not really a city back then.
What was it?
It was merely a plot of land that Libera found, and then I found it as well. And we are both here, and we own it together. What is that? Ah. Very good. Yes, time is of the essence. Well, time to go. I have to go. Farewell.
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 Nice to meet you, Farewell.
As he's walking away, every time you say farewell, he turns back to you and just kind of nods to you.
That was a little bit weird.
Libera says, I'm sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
So, you're the group that faced down Diver. Is that right?
Define face down.
He got away.
He did escape.
I didn't personally face him down.
Oh,
There's a bit of facing and definitely some down.
Yes.
And he's gone now? Dead? What is the situation?
Definitely not dead.
He flew away in his own airship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he necessarily needed to retreat. It was not going as planned.
I could have had him.
Definitely.
She seems to be kind of sizing you up, kind of assessing your injuries to see if you really could have taken him. Well, let's start in a proper position. I am Libera Cambria Nimbus, and I'm not sure I've met any of you before.
Well, it's really nice to meet you. And I curtsy. I'm Poppy Kenmore, and I own cookies.
Oh.
I
Yes.
mean, the cookie shop, the rolling pin. That's me.
I have heard whisperings of the rolling pin.
Good ones, I hope.
Always good. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Proud to have you in farewell.
Thank you so much. You're very welcome. I mean, I'm welcome. I mean, you're very nervous.
It's quite an accusation, Poppy, but yes.
No, she's right. And who are you?
I'm Doran, just a humble blight hunter living here in Farewell.
Blight Hunter. Brilliant. She kind of like looks you up and down. She says, Dawn's Edge?
What gave me away?
Hair? Clothes?
Hmm.
The way you're standing?
You kind of have a little bit of that, too.
You'd be right. That's good, though. You'll be in good company.
Wait, is that where we're headed with the airships?
Not exactly. You're going with Dawn's Edge, not to Dawn's Edge. Let's finish our introductions. Who do we have here?
I am Guy.
And who's this?
You can call me Journey. My name we don't really do names where I'm from, but Journey will work.
Fearbulk. Am I correct?
Indeed you are.
Interesting. I have met very few Fearbulk in my days. If I make a mistake, please let me know.
I don't take offense very easily.
What do you think my Fearbulk name would be?
Journey looks absolutely panicked by that.
She's like beaming at you, though, smiling.
Well, you lead the city, so maybe it would be leads the city from above.
Oh, I rather like that.
That's shorter than your actual name.
Good job. Poppy pats Journey on the arm and goes, that was a great name.
Yeah, Libera's like reeling from the burn, and refuses to acknowledge how good it was. She says,
You
"And-"
hurt him with that joke, John.
And then she lands on Aaron and says, and we have Aaron. Am I correct?
Aaron looks unhappy that Libera already knows their name and says, yeah, I'm Aaron.
Very good. Aaron, I'm sorry for all that you've gone through to be here now, but trust me when I say there's no bad blood between us. Do you trust me, Aaron? And she's like leaning into you.
I mean, I just met you, so no.
Good answer. First things first, I brought you in to talk, but also to thank you. Justice moves slowly, especially when you're doing things correctly. But a lot of people are going to have a much easier time now that they're gone. Well, not all of them, but now that Diver's gone. I also heard that you were in it for the Bismite.
No.
Who?
What?
Who?
What's
Us?
that? I don't know anything about whatever that is.
Our motives were multifaceted.
Just like Bismite.
Just by just like Bismite.
She says, well, the city's always prepared to help in that way. She goes back to her desk and flips over a small, beautiful canvas. And beneath it, there's a large bismite crystal, about half the size of Diver's whole collection.
Oh, my goodness. That's like as big as me.
She gives it a little tap to unlock it and then gently kind of floats it over towards your group. This is, well, it's pretty substantial and it's high quality. Note the color. She turns it around and you can see this nice blue violet in it. She says, I'm prepared to give this to you for what you've done so far. We appreciate it.
That would be too good to be true, I think. say we don't actually need it anymore.
Say we do need it, Poppy. Let's hear this out.
If you don't need it, then
No, I didn't say that. It was merely hypothetical.
you can take the cash value.
Usually that's in gift cards, Poppy. I don't think it's a good deal.
I think that more or less makes us even.
I mean, we could probably actually use the bismite. I'm sorry.
It's true, Miss Nimbus. We were after the bismite the whole time. I'm sorry for this deception.
No, it's fine. You chose a good target.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can be sorry. As part of this deal, though, I'm going to ask that none of you ask too many questions. I hope that's not too much to ask.
That's going to be really hard for Guy, I think.
Questions about what?
She kind of gives you a frown, Journey. She says, about what happened last night. We don't need everybody knowing before we know how to handle it.
But you are going to handle it.
Yes. The right way.
I'm a little lost.
I'll be specific this one time and never again. Last night, you witnessed a few things. You witnessed a fey creature becoming something else. You witnessed bismite gaining power instead of expending it, and you witnessed an airship that functions without a spark engine. 3 curious, difficult things, not to mention divers' abilities.
Okay. I won't ask any questions, even though I have a lot.
But you're looking into Diver and what he can do.
We're looking into getting rid of him however we can, but he's quick.
How can I help find him?
We're not asking you to do that.
Aaron looks relieved.
We'll take care of him on our own. I've got good resources in Phenom and Roland. They've got friends.
So you're just giving us this giant chunk of bismite to be quiet about it.
She smirks a little bit and says, yeah.
Good enough for me. Okay, let's go.
Let us know if we can ever be quiet about any other matter.
She approaches Doran and gives him a big pat on the shoulder, and she says, I knew I could trust you. Doran, make a perception check, please.
How's a 9?
Fantastic. Okay.
Great.
Journey is starting to walk around the room a little bit.
Okay. Libera kind of tracks you as you're moving about the room. She sees you like looking out over the clouds and out over the city. She says, we've got 3 ships that are headed out today. We've arranged for one of them to take you out. You'll be sailing with the TAC. They're from Dawn's Edge. Doran, you might be in good company there. Maybe some people you know.
Perfect. Out of game, do I know anything about the tech?
So, yes, the TAC, they've existed for a long time. They're kind of like the first air sailors. They used non-bismite methods of flying, so they had like personal flyer things. That's what the TAC used to be. Now that they've made like these sailing ships, the TAC is now like a skyship guild, essentially.
That'll be a fun group, I think.
I thought so. Vacation might be nice after kicking the hornet's nest.
What's a vacation?
Oh, Aaron.
She just kind of looks at Aaron and is like, oh, and looks at Doran like, too bad.
And where are we going?
They're going to bring you to a skyland known as Lore.
I was told they like cookies there, probably. So.
Yeah. I'm sure they would.
Perfect. I'm always looking to expand my horizons and my clients.
I'm glad to hear it. You've got a whole new client base to work with there. I want you to understand, after today, unfortunately, I can't offer you my protection. It's not feasible. I only have a few people I can trust. Roland and Phenom are chief among them. And I can't have them watching you all the time. Once you're out of farewell today, you're not my responsibility.
I thought we were coming back in 2 weeks.
We will get you back in 2 weeks.
But don't come crawling back to you ever.
I'm afraid that's the truth, Poppy.
Once you leave the nest, that's what my mom always said.
Don't come crawling back?
Yeah.
That's what your mother told you?
She was a big, she just really believed in working hard for yourself and picking yourself up by your bootstraps and doing it on your own.
How can you pick yourself up by your bootstraps that are attached to your boots?
You know?
Have you ever tried this?
We have witnessed the power of flight with this bismite.
That's true.
That's magic, though. That's not straps to your boots.
But once you're on your own, you make it on your own, or you're a failure. That's what everyone knows, right?
Journey looks horrified.
It's semantics.
You know what's out there? You all realized, kind of during this little aside that you've been having, that Libera, her vision's just been caught by the clouds again, and she's got her hands behind her back, just staring out over the clouds.
Clouds?
Everything. Everything is out there. The city's out there. The cultures, the knowledge, the magic. You wouldn't fucking believe. You would not believe me if I told you what I've seen out there.
You've been to these places.
She kind of throws her expression up, like almost surprised. She says, it's not new. God, no. It bewilders me that common folk know nothing about the clouds. When I learned about it, I was a kid. It shattered me. It ruined every other part of my life. Everything else lived in the shadow of something so much better, so much more fun, so much more interesting than the disaster of a world I was born into. I've been taking trips out there ever since. I can hardly stand to be here. She whips around and looks at all of you, kind of understanding what she just said.
It's a strange thing for a leader of a city to
No,
say.
don't get me wrong. I love my city. I do.
Everyone's got dreams.
She looks outside again. She just says, I just wish it was out there. It belongs out there. We're just like them.
Well, you know what they say. The clouds are always fluffier. I made that one up. My mom never said that.
Anyway, Isle of Lore. Yes, it's a great place. You'll learn a lot. You'll meet some great people. You're lucky to be with the TAC. They're the only ones I know of that I really trust. They're the only ones who know what they're doing. And that's not hometown pride speaking. If anything, I'm more critical of them than anybody else.
Will the TAC be accommodating to those of us who may not be experienced sky sailors?
Yes, actually. The way it stands, there's almost nobody aboard the TAC who isn't a scientist or a wizard or a scholar. So you're effectively the only passengers. Guests of honor, actually.
Wow.
Who do they think we are?
I've just told them you're honored guests and to treat you as such. I hope that works for you.
Royal treatment.
Thank you, Miss Nimbus. This sounds like a lovely arrangement.
I'm glad you were all cooperative. This is going about as good as it could have.
We all do like living.
Yes.
Phenom and Roland are going to take you out to get some provisions, then you should be on your way. You've got a few hours before the ship sets sail.
Just imagining the Titanic music. Da, 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 da. You know, it's like the where
it
he's
goes.
like and he's like playing the card game
Yeah.
and he's like, I got the tickets, and then they like run into the ship. That's
Oh,
us
no.
right now.
I don't want to die.
Phenom and Roland are kind of leading your group as you're leaving. You take the stairs down, which is much easier, but similarly exhausting. When you get to the ground floor and out into broad daylight, there's a sudden panic, and you all realize you're not supposed to be out here looking the way that you are. And then you look up at each other and realize that you're not. You don't look like you at all. As soon as you had crossed the threshold, you had all been turned into school children.
So nothing changed for me.
For you, no.
Okay.
You're all somewhat the same size, but you're all smooth-skinned, very young, bright, shiny faces, and some school robes. Roland is walking backwards, kind of holding his hands in the air, and he says, "This way, class. We're headed down to Lake Orthier to buy some supplies. Come on."
Are we our height?
Relatively. Maybe a little shorter.
Because I'm like 6-something.
Yeah, you'll just be like a beanpole kid.
Okay, just tall child.
Yep.
So we look like the young versions of ourselves.
Yes,
Awesome.
Okay,
Yep.
that's fun.
but all wearing the same robe.
Okay. I don't understand what this is.
I believe we are meant to be in an educational environment.
You don't just have your family teach you everything?
Not generally. I mean, your parents should instill wisdom on you, but you go to school.
Like the bootstraps?
Yeah, that's not a school thing.
Okay.
That's just a street smarts thing.
Street smarts. Okay.
So, where do we need to go? What do you guys need before you head out?
Like any small child, I think I want to look at some weapons.
I had a feeling that was coming. Sure. Anything else?
Yes, weapons, please.
Okay, 2 for weapons, strangely enough.
I want to pick up my shop before we go.
I will pick up the shop.
Yes.
Ah, the wagon.
Just don't forget, it's like my whole life, so.
Sure. Well, Lake Orthier sounds like the place we need to be then. Let's head that direction. The 5 of you, plus Roland, plus Phenom, have arrived at Lake Orthier. It's the giant central marketplace for Farewell. It's actually kind of off-center of most of the town. Farewell is based off of industry, not commerce necessarily. So the manufacturing is actually the heart of the city. You've taken a little stroll out to the suburbs to find yourself in Lake Orthier. The market of Orthier is actually an island in the middle of the lake, and there's a bunch of shops that run all around this giant lake on a single street in a big loop. This is where we would find magic items.
I'm really getting sick of this place.
No, there is that sword here I've had my eye on, but we've never been able to afford it.
You know I don't touch my special secret cache of savings.
Oh, no, I'm not blaming you. It's just, it'd be a shame to leave without it.
True. I did see a really cute pair of boots.
Are you sure you can all afford this place? It's kind of the high end.
I've only ever, well, Aaron looks kind of embarrassed. I've only ever stolen things from this place. And kind of looks over at Poppy and like wide-eyed like,
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
I mean, it was not really my choice, kind of.
Phenom's eyes go big and he goes, "They hurt people here. I wouldn't do that if I were you."
They never caught me.
Clearly.
Well, how much does it cost?
I'd say their low-end magic items are going to run between 800 and 1200. Is that what kind of change you're working with?
Gold?
Yeah.
No.
I don't actually know how much is in this bag.
I don't even have that much money on me.
He looks up at Roland. Hold on. Let's take a second. How much money do each of you have?
Well, if pressed and it was like an emergency or it was a really cute pair of boots, I do have about 200 gold saved up that I'm not supposed to touch. It's for emergencies.
Okay.
About the same over here, so.
200, okay. And
150. Yeah.
Mr. Guy?
Oh, he doesn't have any.
Oh.
We share. He works for me.
Okay.
I have some silver pieces.
Yeah.
Just as good as gold, really.
Well,
Journey is digging in her little bag and
oh, wow. That's pretty good.
about 370. I don't know what that's worth, though. I've just been kind of spending it.
How
Sure.
did you even get?
So we've got money bags over here, and then you're sharing, and Aaron's got nothing. Okay. Well,
Aaron puts the 6 copper back in their pocket.
Oh, no.
well, we certainly shouldn't be shopping at fancy Franny's.
I mean, if
Because of what Franny did last week.
Like I said, yes.
Yeah.
I don't support the business anyway. What about a little farther down the street? There's that really humble place. Jason Calzone?
I mean, if you guys need me to, I can get whatever you need.
How about ask me first if you really need something, and let's try not to steal anything today. How's that sound?
That sounds great, Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron already stole something from a vendor that they walked by. Can I like roll to see what it was?
Yeah. Are you trying to hide it, or are you letting Phenom see it?
No, I'm trying to hide it.
Okay.
Like literally seconds ago.
Okay, yeah. Roll a stealth check to hide that thing. Or sorry, sleight of hand, not stealth.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, Phenom's got no idea. Nobody does.
What did I get, Tim?
Good question. Roll a d20.
A little tiny D. 3.
A 3? Okay. I think you stole a copper bangle with like a turquoise gem in it. It looked like it might have been a magic item, but it's not. It's worth 25 gold.
Wow. Can I roll perception to see if I saw?
Sure. Yeah, anybody can actually.
I did not see.
I'm not even going to bother.
Doran assumes.
You all come up to a very humble-looking shop, but well-kept. The windows are bright and clean. The signage is very well-maintained. It says, Jason Calzone's Discount Magic Items. This is a second-hand store that should be much more in your price range.
I always thought this was a pizza place.
I thought the same thing, and I think they lose a lot of business for that. He opens the door to kind of let you all in. And behind the counter there is a massive tiefling, deep red crimson skin. He's got muscles like bulging out of his shirt and one of those like cross-stitched tunics. And he's got these huge horns that are practically scraping the ceiling. In fact, you can see little grooves where he has hit the ceiling a couple times. He looks at you all coming in and he says,
Oh, new customers. Hello.
Hello.
How can I help each of you?
I look over at Roland and give a nod.
When you look back, you actually notice you are not school children. You see Roland and Poppy standing next to each other. Poppy is a tall, lithe elf with a bow strapped on her back, and Roland is a half-orc with a giant great axe.
And what I meant by school children is school children in the ways of magic items, and this is a lovely shop.
You look around at your party, and as soon as you entered this store, he turned you all into like a classic adventuring party. And so you've just got like rogue wizard fighter, you know?
Phenom, you gotta give me some sort of cue here.
Sorry, I'm just that good.
Hello.
Hello. I have come to purchase things.
Very good. What can I help you with?
I don't know.
I have been eyeing the sword in the window. It seems familiar to me somehow.
Oh, an excellent choice. This is a great blade of Lodum.
Of Lodum, you say?
It's not easy to use. I'll grant you that.
Perhaps I am up for the challenge.
Are you sure? It's quite unwieldy. Without the proper training, it might not be possible.
Why is that? Doran walks over to it and like takes it off the stand.
Yeah. As soon as you pick it up off the mantle, it's got the weirdest weight to it, where it's like incredibly like end heavy. And so it doesn't look that heavy, but it feels like 3 times heavier than it is.
Jeez. I think I twisted my wrist. Why would you want to buy this?
Well, it does seem a little awkward to use. Let me just give it a whirl.
Yeah, you pass it over to Guy, and as soon as it falls into his hand, instead of trying to like lift it kind of over your shoulder like you had done, Doran, he just lets the weight of it swing down, and it turns into a kind of rolling motion instead, and he uses the weight of the sword to kind of correct itself, and it flies up to his shoulder like it was meant to be there.
Oh, no, see, Doran, you just do it like this.
Yeah, like you've never held this sword before, huh?
Well, no, it was here in the window.
Right.
You have got to buy it. I've never seen such a good fit.
It does look great on you.
How does 50 silver sound, my good man?
He stares down at the desk and just starts nodding. He goes,
Yeah. Well, that's not going to work, I'm afraid.
Oh, I have a few more silver I could probably spare with.
How much is it?
The asking price on such an incredible piece of work, yes.
he gets in close and smells the blade.
He says, I can't go under 250 gold pieces.
That's quite a lot.
What does the blade smell like?
He looks up at you and he goes,
Blood.
You know what smells great? These cookies. Do you want to try them? I just baked them this morning.
Journey walks over to Aaron and says, I can see now why the sniffing thing was weird, and I won't do it again.
He leans over to you and he just does these tiny little plucking fingers and he goes,
For me?
Yes. I thought I'd be generous and give them out today.
He plucks it out of your hand and goes to pop it in his mouth.
And it is a one melt in your mouth honeycomb toffee bite.
Okay.
Consuming these causes an immediate sensation of well-being, warmth, and gratitude for the baker. The consumer makes a wisdom save with disadvantage against my spell save.
6.
Well, I'm going to say that they fail.
Okay.
If they fail the save, their demeanor becomes relaxed and friendly, and they become highly suggestible, eagerly acting on the next nonviolent favor I ask of them.
Okay.
And I will say, I think this sword looks like it costs about 50 gold and
100.
50 gold and 100 silver, which by my calculations is about 60 gold.
That is correct. Your math is good. Yes. As far as the profit margin, not as good, but
But it was the best cookie you've ever had.
yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now. It was just okay, let's do 50 gold plus 50 gold
100 gold
and 100 silver.
and 100 silver.
I could finance 1/3 of that, the silver.
Yes. That sounds agreeable. Thank you.
Not Phenom. Are you able to help us out here
Yeah, what's up?
with the 50 gold?
Oh, I have that.
Oh, thank you, Poppy.
You've just done so much for me.
Well, only because you've done so much for me.
Don't make me blush.
No, I'm blushing.
I hand over
I'm
100
incapable
gold.
of blushing.
Jason Calzone is holding out the sword, and he keeps kind of like holding it to Poppy and then holding it to Guy, and he's just like,
Okay, who actually wants this thing?
I'm purchasing it, but he will carry it for me.
Very good. That's what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Thank you.
Enjoy. It suits you. Can I do anything else for anyone?
Are there any bows in here?
There are 2 bows.
he turns around and gestures broadly above him. There are 2 bows kind of stacked over each other.
I am holding my own bow in my hands. Do you do trades at all?
I can take a trade in.
He takes your bow and he kind of like flexes it to see the tensile strength of the string. Does a little squish to see that there's no cracks in it. He says,
Best I can do is 5 silver.
5 silver. I don't know what anything is worth.
Not a good negotiating tactic, Journey, to say that out loud. That seems, for a trade-in, not too bad.
Can you give me 1 second, sir?
Of course.
And I go over to Doran. I'm not used to buying anything at all.
Yeah.
Most of my stuff I made myself, or someone in my family made it. Would you? I hope it wouldn't be too much trouble. But could you help me?
Yeah, of course.
You seem to be at ease here, and I'm not at all. So
Right, yeah, just let's figure out which one you want, and then we can get some numbers flying.
all right. And I go back up to the counter.
Have we made a decision?
We want to see the bows you have, and then we could talk about that trade-in.
Very good. Well, white mate or dark mate?
and he holds out both bows.
They're made of wood, though, right?
Oh, yes, they're both wood. This one is a springy yew. Not yew. Yew is a type of tree.
It's a tree. I know what a tree
Oh,
is.
good. You know trees.
I know every tree.
Good. Yes, you've heard of trees. Okay. This one is, it's got black walnut here, but that's quite easy to break. So it's got this ebony on the inside.
I hold out my hands.
He lays both of them down.
I want to pick up the light one first.
Okay.
I look around to see if he has a target anywhere.
He points to a straw mannequin in the back of the shop.
Yeah, I eye it a little bit, and I feel the bow and kind of look it over, and then I just quick draw and shoot an arrow at the target.
Okay. You notice when you quick draw and pull the string all the way back, when you're holding it, as you're holding it, it starts to get warmer and it starts to glow the longer you hold it at full stretch.
Okay.
When you let go, it streaks across the room and you can see this kind of luminous, radiant burst once it hits the target.
Interesting. And then I check the other one and do the same thing.
With the second one, you just shoot an arrow and you hit the target.
You hear, well, that one you've actually got to miss to see how good it is.
So there's nothing special about it unless I miss?
Right.
Journey, try shooting that one again, but miss.
Can you nudge the bow?
Sure.
And I shoot again and nod at Doran.
I elbow it.
When you do, though, you miss, and you hear a sharp whistle come from behind you. And it's Jason. He has kind of activated the item for you to show what it does. You hear this? And the room kind of goes quiet. Journey, you turn back to him to see what happened, and he says, "Are you ready?"
I'm ready.
He whistles again. And you see the arrow kind of come out of a different area and shoot straight into the target. He looks at you and he goes,
2 chances for every shot.
Interesting. I don't know. It's a tough decision.
What if you held a bow in each hand? That looks pretty cool.
Then I wouldn't have the arms to pull back the strings.
Oh, right.
It's a good thought, but
going back to 4-armed Poppy from last second.
Which one looks cooler?
I'm sorry. This is hard to watch.
Who said that?
Phenom. He looks at the exit again. He looks over at Roland. He says, "You can each get one thing, okay? Don't ever mention it to Libera. You can each have one thing."
Don't take this away from us. We're practicing. We got to get this haggling thing figured out.
It's just, look at you. You're struggling. You're poor.
We're having fun.
Well, I'm sorry that I didn't grow up with tons of money like Doran might have.
What?
I don't know. Your clothes look nice.
I do wash them.
Washing.
Phenom leans into you, Doran. He says, "I happen to know exactly how much money you all have to work with, and you can't spend it all here right now."
Why didn't you step in earlier when I did the haggling? I'm down 100 of my savings.
I'll reimburse it. That can be your thing.
Wait, paying me back is my thing?
Fine, you can get something else.
Thank you.
Just go, pick something out.
Phenom, just let us get through this with Journey, though, and then we can square up there.
Of course, yes.
It's good exercise. Yeah.
Doran, that's all of her money.
so I'm not going to be spending my money then. I'm going to be spending your money, but I'm pretending I'm spending my money for the experience.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
You're right, Doran. This is good experience. I can see it's needed.
Shopkeep, respectfully, can I speak with Journey real quick?
Of course.
Journey,
Yeah, Doran.
your bow, the trade-in one,
Uh-huh.
was it made by your people?
Well, of course. It was. I made it myself with the help of my family.
Handmade by Fearbogs?
Well, of course, and we use it for hunting. It's
Yeah, play that up. It's a novelty, artisanal, right?
artisanal
Right.
bow.
I don't know. Is that not the right word?
I can try. Mr.
No,
Mr.
no,
Shopkeep.
we're not quite ready yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So,
I wasn't.
Couple of things, Journey.
Sure.
So yeah, that'll be a selling point. It's made by Fearbolgs. Not very common around here. Second thing is doing a trade-in. He's going to get profit both times. So whatever number he says, drop it by 50.
All right. I guess I'll try. And I frown and I nod at him, and then I walk over back to the counter.
Have we made a decision?
Okay, so my bow is artisanal, and it deserves more because it is artisanal and made by Furbolgs, and we're rare because we're not here, but we are everywhere else. Just you don't see us very often, and we don't give our bows to people in the cities because we use them. I'm going to give you this bow, and it's going to, I want the one that glows. I want the one that glows. And I look back at Doran.
Thumbs up. Both thumbs.
Jason slowly follows your gaze out to Doran, and then he looks at Doran and just kind of slowly tilts his head.
And I don't look like a Furbolg right now.
True. I'm going to have you make a persuasion with disadvantage.
Dope.
I feel like I just witnessed John purchasing a guitar.
This is the exact shit that happens when we go shopping for anything.
Can I say that I am helping with the action, though?
Oh, yeah.
Let's cancel out that disadvantage.
Yeah. Roll normally.
That's a 7.
He says, your people crafted this.
What she meant to say was people that she knew, Firbolgs. You can tell by the way it's crafted here. Like, look, classic Firbolg design. Yep. Don't see them like this in the city.
That could be accurate. How does 15 gold pieces sound?
That's a great start for that trade-in. Yeah, so, okay, we got that. And then what was the both? 300 you were saying?
Correct. So 285 gold pieces.
Nice job, Journey.
I'll take it. It is a furbolg. I'm a furbolg, but I don't look like it right now because I'm.
We're working on a lot of things with this one, so thank you for being such a good.
I hand over the
shopkeep.
money.
Like the whole bag?
I hand over the money and then dig my money out of it.
And 285. Thank you for your business.
Thank you as well for your business.
Nice job, Journey. Killed it.
I didn't kill him.
Right. Killed the deal. Good job.
All right. Thanks, Doran.
Does anybody else need anything today?
These boots over here are very cool.
What boots would those be?
He strides across the store to you, Poppy.
The ones that seem like they aren't touching the ground.
Ah, that's because they're not.
And he kind of wipes a hand underneath the boots.
These are loafers of levitation.
Whoa, really?
Really? That's very interesting. How much are they?
A little shoddy, I'll admit.
He shows that the sole is kind of coming out of one of them.
85 gold pieces.
Yes, and they would make me levitate?
Yes, if you were to wear them, you could levitate yourself whenever you need to, and sometimes when you don't need to.
Great. That sounds wonderful.
Have we got a sale?
Yes, please. And I'm like holding out my hand behind me.
Oh, now.
I'm sorry. You said I could, and then
Phenom's just, yeah, I know. I did say that. Yeah, give me a second. He digs out 85 gold and hands them to Jason.
Thank you.
Are you going to try them on?
Should I? Yes.
You pull on the loafers, and you feel yourself lighter in general. We'll talk about this later, but any effect that would knock you back or knock you prone are enhanced against you. You're very light on your feet.
They can just like blast me across the sky.
Yep.
Cool.
Do I have any other business?
Yeah, I definitely want something.
Very well.
Weapons. And I'm kind of rummaging through what he's got on display.
Just a few left. Are you a dagger guy or a saber guy?
Got a pretty good sword here. How about a dagger?
Very well. This clever little guy should get you far.
He shows you a small silvery cylinder, a hilt, but it's got a blade on it, of course.
He says, "This is a lock-stock dagger. It gets stuck places."
He picks it up and he goes, and he just kind of like sticks it into thin air and leaves it there.
Neat. Can I try something real quick?
Be my guest.
I grab it, and how do I get it out of the air?
Oh, he gestures to a little button on the end of the hilt.
Very cool. I step up on his counter
Okay.
and tumble off a little bit, and I press the button.
Okay. Give me a dexterity save.
Natural 20.
Wow. Doran, you are like leaning off the counter holding this dagger, and as you're leaning, you click it, and you leaned a little farther than you intended to, and you actually fall off the counter, and you swing forward holding this dagger that's stuck in midair now, and you swing off of it like a monkey bar and do like a little backflip and land.
Yes, I want this.
The dagger is unfortunately a little too high up for you to reach anymore.
Can you get it for me, though?
Of course.
And he walks over and like clicks it out of the sky and hands it back to you.
How much for it?
550 gold pieces.
Could we do that? I glance over at Phenom.
550?
I'm not very good at negotiating, so...
He walks over to Jason and he's like grabbing a pouch out of his bag and he says, "As long as it's under 550,000, we're fine." And he like throws it on the counter.
Damn.
Nice. We got cool friends.
Have I satisfied the 5 of you?
Aaron, you got to get something.
Aaron goes over to Phenom and says, What do you want from us? You're just giving us these? I don't buy that.
What do you mean, what do we want?
Why would you do this?
It's no skin off my back, really. I mean, the city's got quite a bit of money.
Do they?
Yes, you might not always see it used in ways that you would use it if you were in Labira's position, but we've got enough reserves to fund something like this. Don't worry about it.
Not enough money to feed poor kids, though, huh?
If you'd like, I could match the price of something here to go feed children.
That's not what I meant. Why give us these things? We've done nothing to deserve it, and I think you're just going to call in a favor later, and I want to know if that's what you intend.
Phenom leans down to you, Aaron, and he gives one glance up to the rest of the party, seeing that they're far enough away, and he says, "There's no favor you could do for us that we would need from you. Not when she's got Roland and me. We don't need you. You understand?"
Sure, but I can't help but feel like you're buying us off again.
It's like Labira said. Just don't ask too many questions. What you've seen, keep it to yourself. And in that way, yes, we are buying you off. We're buying your silence.
No strings attached besides that?
You see any strings?
Aaron wants to roll an insight check.
Sure.
Hannah wants to roll an insight check.
14.
You suddenly get the idea that Phenom is irked that you are looking a gift horse in the mouth. He's like, why does this urchin have to question a good thing? You can tell a little bit that Phenom probably did have a privileged upbringing and that he doesn't understand you really.
Aaron kind of looks back at everyone as they're kind of looking over their new items and sees Guy playing with a sword. And well, do you have something for getting out of tight places?
Perhaps. What's your waist size?
It's flexible.
Okay. How about your shoe size?
Also flexible.
That doesn't help.
He's walking away. He comes back with 2 items. He's got a belt and a pair of slippers. He says,
This could get you out of a bind.
he holds up the belt.
You just pull this string here. It'll create a ton of smoke, a bunch of loud, cracking, flashy whiz-bangers, and it'll get you out of trouble, probably, if you make good use of it. And these here.
He holds up a pair of slippers.
He says, not good for walking, but good for hiding, good for sneaking.
Are they pajama slippers, or are they more kind of ballet slipper flat type things?
In between, they're actually it's almost like socks with a leather sole kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. More like dancer shoes. Okay. Aaron slips on the slippers real quick and tries on the belt and asks, is the belt one-time use?
No, they're both repeatable.
Aaron's going to go find a place to hide with the slippers and see if they help.
Okay.
Just trying them on, walking up and down the aisles and hiding around a corner.
You notice 2 things. That these are incredibly quiet. Not only do your footsteps not make noise, but you seem to not trigger things like squeaking floorboards, which makes no sense. You do notice, however, that they're pretty intensely uncomfortable to be in for an extended amount of time, and that walking in these outside or literally for any other purpose than sneaking around would be untenable misery.
Aaron comes back up. I think the belt is fine, and takes the slippers off.
A fine choice.
And she turns to Phenom and says, thank you, I guess.
He gives you kind of narrowed eyes and says, you're so welcome.
Also, that owl thing there, is that for sale?
Oh, Owly? Yeah.
Owly.
Takes it off the shelf.
What do you give me for him?
If you're too attached to it, you already got a name and everything.
No, Owly's just, it's Owly. 20 gold.
20 gold?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Can't say I've ever really gotten it to work correctly, but it's supposed to turn into a big old owl.
Can we 15 gold?
Yeah, given the information I shared just now, yeah, that's right.
Played yourself.
It's still very nice looking, but yeah. 15 gold.
Okay, yeah, done. He hands you the little owl statuette. You can see that it's not as nice up close. It's got like a little chip in it.
Someone definitely hit it on something trying to get it to work.
Not me, though. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, this is very productive. Thank you so much.
Can I make one more offer for you? I've got these on sale. 25 gold pieces, usually 75.
He holds up a belt.
Okay.
Whom start these for?
Anyone it could fit, which you could probably get it to fit any of you.
What does it do?
It makes you huge.
Oh, wait. Guy,
Yes.
what if?
What if
I mean, like, I'm tiny, right?
you are usually tiny?
What if I didn't have to be?
What if Poppy big?
Like,
Okay, how huge are we talking?
You could be as big as him.
And points to Guy.
Oh, how much?
Normally normally 400 gold. Today, 50 gold pieces.
Didn't you just
I
say
believe they were
25?
like brand new numbers.
That's what I said. 25 gold pieces.
okay, sure.
It's a deal.
I like being this big. I think this is a good buy.
Everyone enjoy your purchases.
I'll use my own money for this one.
Oh, okay.
Jason is counting all of his coins as you all head out. You have been turned into a dance troupe. You are all, again, young, attractive, slender, elven dancers.
Are we in leotards?
Yep, leotards.
Sexy.
You are all getting some sun on your buns, walking down the road on Orthier.
We have to go pick up my shop.
Yeah, making your way to the rolling pin. Who did you leave it with?
It was parked in the market.
Locked up with a "Sorry, we're closed" sign.
Sure. Okay.
Apart from it being my entire life and like having a top of the line kitchen and all of my savings, there's not much to steal.
Maybe don't say that out loud in the market.
Sorry.
Well, and Erin's looking kind of over her shoulder. Can Erin do a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's just a lot of people you got to watch out for around here.
Well, I mean, they're my fellow vendors.
The vendor's code, Poppy calls it.
Yes.
I got a 13. Not great.
Aaron, just taking a glance around here, you do see Blight members.
Are they looking at us?
No. You see Derringer, who was at the shop the day before. He was the Weasley Southern accented guy. And you also see a woman named Mercy, who was the one person you were hoping not to see today.
She's going to be so cool with a name like that. Come on. Mm-hmm. She's probably named after her Mercy Kills. Like,
No, her name is Brunhilde Flan.
What? Did you change it just now? Because you
No, sorry. Mercy is the name she insists people call her.
Oh.
In fact, she forces people to say Mercy quite often.
Aaron spots a few of the Blight members and says, you really have to be careful, and kind of just like pushes Poppy forward as we're walking to kind of speed them up. And then Aaron's going to go to Phenom right up next to him and say, does Thieves' Cant, okay, I don't know how this actually works. Is it...
Thieves' Cant is actually double speak. So like Thieves' Cant would be like walking up to Phenom and saying like, a lot of birds out today.
Okay.
And he'd be like, yeah, like we better get out of here, you know?
Okay, got it. Aaron's going to walk up to Phenom right next to him and say, the clouds are looking a little green, don't you think?
He looks up with like a puzzled kind of quizzical face, and then he looks down at you, and then he starts scanning the crowd. And he goes, yeah, you'd be right. We're fine though. Just stay out of the shade.
Aaron nods and kind of starts to flank the group from the other side. Sort of like shepherd dogs almost, like trying to just
Yeah.
keep people safe.
You should give Roland the forecast too. I'm not sure if he knows.
Okay. Aaron goes over and says the same phrase to Roland.
Roland's looking at you like, what?
Never mind.
Hey, Phenom,
And they like talk for a second. You see Phenom be like, no, God. And he like smacks him on the back of the head. He's like, oh. You're continuing down. Orthier, Poppy, you're kind of like spouting off about the rolling pin. And there's a bunch of like hawkers and like food sellers as you're kind of going down this like food court area.
I'm also like nodding and greeting all of the vendors as we pass, like I'm not in disguise.
Oh, I see. Okay, of course. Yes. So yeah, you're greeting everybody.
Good morning. Hello.
And they're all just like, hi.
Your bread's looking fresh today.
Thank you. Thanks. Journey. Walking down this lane in the food area, you see some familiar faces. 2 Fearbolg who have made their way into Farewell. You see some old friends of yours. Their names are Nourishal and Goodlook.
Hey, Phenom,
Yeah.
can I not be this?
He takes a look around. Yeah, I think we're good for now. Yeah. Just for a second, though. I assume you want to talk to...
Absolutely, yeah, I do.
Sure. Give me a hug.
Okay.
He kind of like goes in to hug you. When he does, he covers you a little bit, and then when you unhug, you look like yourself again.
I like get tall as I unhug.
He's just trying to shroud you a little bit. All of a sudden, Nourishal goes, "Hey,
What are you doing here?
journeys to find new home. How's it going?"
It's going great. I haven't expected to see anyone from the family anywhere.
Yeah, we're just trying to make a little bit of money. We had to come into the town to do it.
Oh, all right. You all are living nearby?
Some of us. There's a small encampment not far outside of Farewell.
Oh, sure. A little closer to civilization than the normal.
Yeah, it's tough to find food, but we can buy food sometimes. Do you know about money?
I do. I have some. You can use it, and they trade it for stuff that you might need, and also it seems to be worth however much you say it's worth.
Yeah.
So if they're asking you to pay a certain amount, you can always say less and try and see if they'll let you pay less.
Nourishal looks like very confused. And they're kind of like staring at the desk on their kiosk. You kind of like zoom out and take a look at where they're standing. They're in a little fry bread shack out here in Orthier. Nourishal says, "The problem is people don't always give us money for the bread. Should we be always taking money from everyone?"
If you want to get money, then you gotta take the money for the bread.
But how many money? We don't know how many they have when they come to us.
Well, you tell them what the bread is worth, and they decide if they want the bread, and then they give you money for the bread.
He kind of shakes his head side to side.
It's not like at home. Like when we're at home, everybody gets food from each other.
They're both like, yes.
But here, they can get food from anybody. It doesn't need to be you.
They've lost the plot. They don't know.
I couldn't help it over here.
Yeah, Poppy, I'm having trouble explaining how to buy bread. Well, how to sell bread.
Oh, I'm an expert at that. So, do you mind if I try one of these?
I look at Nourishal. Can my friend try one of the breads?
Yes, but I can't sell them. I just make them. Oh, Journey, I've changed my name. My function has changed in the tribe, so I'm no longer Nourish All, since I don't nourish all anymore, just these people. You may call me Frido.
Frido. All right.
And
Because you're frying the dough.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Goodlook has changed his name to Selim.
Sell them. Because you're selling them. No, I think that's good. Those are good.
That's correct. I sell them now.
That's very good. It's good to be true to your nature.
Here, may I sell you a Frido?
I would like that very much.
Very good, here you are. And he just gives it to you.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. And I smell it. I like test the crumb.
Yeah, it is a little underdone on the top. Pretty like greasy. It is burnt on the bottom.
Oh.
Poppy's doing the Paul Hollywood where she rips it open and presses the inside a bunch with her thumb.
Oh, yes, underproved.
Massively underproved.
Pinch is popping out and he's like,
I'll take a bite. Try and like breathe it. Do like sommelier stuff, but like.
yeah. It like the parts that are done well taste pretty good, but
Yes, this is lovely. I mean, I think that it is very nourishing.
Is it supposed to be black on the bottom?
Probably not. I mean, maybe a little bit less time in the fryer.
Frido, do you have a lot of practice with the
almost none.
Poppy? Would you be able to? Can you teach them?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not sure if we have time to
Yes.
roleplay learning how to bake.
But Poppy, if you can help.
Here, I'll just write down some instructions. Can you read? Sorry, is that rude? I don't mean to assume.
It's not rude. I can't read.
Can you read?
I can read a little.
I can read as well.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'll just write down my mother's recipe for bread, fried dough to be exact. And this is just what I do. The trick is really you just want to make sure you flip it so that it doesn't crisp up. Okay, and then I think you should ask for 3 gold.
3 gold.
Yes.
That's quite a bit. I don't know if we can ask for 3 gold.
Why not try for one gold?
1 gold sounds.
They'll never make a profit that way.
Oh, it's not about the profit.
Okay.
You feel a strong pat on your back, Journey, and you can sense that you have changed your look again. And you just kind of hear in your ear, sorry about that, but we actually need to get moving.
Well, I'm still Journey, but I'm looking different because we're kind of leaving town. But
Journeying to find a new home for us.
yep, and gotta look someplace new. I'm checking the clouds.
They both look at each other.
Wow.
Wow, the clouds. Impressive.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
They just nod excitedly at you and then kind of like gesture shoo you off. They're like reading over the like notes that Poppy had written down.
Yes.
And they say,
Poppy, if you're going to the clouds, is that right?
For now, yeah.
You should visit Saffron.
Saffron. I've heard of that.
It's a beautiful place, I've heard. They have food like no others.
That is my life goal, actually.
Seek it out.
Saffron. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will do my best to find Saffron. And hopefully I'll see you again.
Very good.
and they begin to hand you a bunch of gold.
No.
Very good, yes.
No, this is, you keep this.
Yes.
As they're giving Poppy gold, I'm putting gold on their stamp.
The lot of you continue to the actual rolling pin. You find it just where you left it, unmarred and unharmed.
Well, this is home sweet home.
You live in this box?
Well, yeah. I
She
mean,
lives in the box. I live on the box.
Yeah, guy sleeps on the top.
It's a fairly humble-sized wagon, done in a sort of burnt orange and turquoise and like a teal
And gold.
and gold trim.
Not actual gold. I can't afford that.
Of course. It looks like this wagon has like a yoke to it, but not really. It's not really built for being dragged by a horse. Guy can move the shop when he needs to, but it actually runs on a levitator, a kind of precursor to the spark engine. It uses bismite to float around.
So you see the predicament we were in. But now we're good. Guy, you don't have to pull it anymore.
I must admit, this is a relief.
So are we using the bismite right now to move it?
Oh, that might attract attention.
Well, how far is it to the docks?
Phenom looks over at the winged tower in the great distance and he's like, a long way. Can we please use the bismite?
As long as you think that that's acceptable and we won't get murdered.
He looks around and there's 2 or 3 other bismite powered vessels in the area, either small ships or similar kiosks or little wagons. He says, I think we'll be okay.
But yeah, let's go.
Okay. You open the door to the rolling pin and you can all see inside. It's actually much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It looks like the size of a standard bakery. It doesn't really have much seating area for anyone. But it's a full kitchen, including 2 bunks stacked on top of each other in a corner. It's got a big wood-burning fireplace in there. It's got a very different looking kind of furnace towards the back that is made of a gray steel. It's also got what I guess you could call a reverse fan on the ceiling, where it sucks up smells from the oven and kind of distributes them around the bakery to attract business.
This is where the magic happens. Literally, sometimes.
And you hear a splat, and you hear...
Oh, Pinch.
Pinch has kind of worked his way out of you, and he is rushing his little bowl of olive oil. He does almost like a forward tumble handstand over the edge of the bowl and flops into it and just starts sliding around. And he's like rolling in the bowl and somersaulting, and he is happy as can be.
Yeah, so make yourself comfortable. I'll just put the bismite over here and we can get going. And I like cover Pinch up with a little dish towel and like pat him on the dough.
Butt or belly, whatever.
The butter, whatever is sticking out of the pan.
Let me help you with that, puppy.
Thank you. It's a lot heavier when you're not touching it.
Guy, you open up the levitator, the furnace that burns the bismite here, and you throw the crystal in like a whole chunk. Once it lands in there, there's this kind of light blue glow. If you've ever seen a nuclear facility start up, it's that same kind of color. The bismite floats.
No, Tim, I've never been in a nuclear facility.
I was watching Chernobyl videos.
Oh, no, it's okay.
The bismite floats in midair, and you can see it being very slowly disintegrated by the energy in here as it begins to harness the power of the bismite. With the furnace closed, there's a little bit of blue light coming through the furnace grates, but you can feel the shop has begun to levitate.
She's working. I was a little worried after being out of commission so long.
I know. Oh, it feels good to be back.
And it's got a brand new paint job. Check it out.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You step outside, and Phenom, for reasons of secrecy and being hidden, has changed the physical look of the rolling pin. It is no longer the rolling pin. It is now the tough cookie.
Yes.
The paint job has been changed to red and black. It has a witch hat on top, and there are chains hanging off the eaves.
Oh my God.
Goddamn.
Sick.
There's a giant iron cookie on the front of it.
The chocolate chips are spikes. Oh, I can't say I love it, but this is great. Thank you.
All right. Have we any other stops we need to make before we load up the ship and ship out?
I'm assuming the ship will have food and water and...
You'll be taken care of. No need to worry about that. And once you get to Lore, they've got plenty of provisions there. They've lived there for God knows how long.
Say, gang, that other piece of bismite, did we have a intended use for that?
Who has the one? Because we stole one from Diver.
I have them both.
Oh, you have them both. And then Liberia gave us one. Okay.
Why?
I have a friend who could maybe use it unless we want to hang on to it.
A friend?
The one that gave us those little shells.
I mean, how much do you think the shells are? Okay, no, I feel really bad. We just like...
Perhaps Nimbus would supply us with more when we return.
Phenom kind of turns around and shrugs. I wouldn't count on it.
Well, okay, but we don't know if we're going to need to use the engine when we're on this Isle of Lore, do we?
She said that she didn't want anything to do with us after we returned.
I don't mean to be selfish, but did he earn the bismite?
I suppose not, but most gifts aren't earned. I suppose it's not mine to give necessarily. Can you break it in half?
Journey goes up to the piece of bismite to see if there's a crystal that's just kind of like chunk.
Yeah, totally. You can break this stuff up.
I touch it and like,
Oh.
would this be enough?
That seems like a Doran-size share. Is that fine, Poppy?
I guess.
Great.
But don't come crying to me when we run out.
I won't.
I toss the chunk to Doran and then I sit with the bismite for a minute.
Yeah.
You are most gracious, Poppy.
Yes, thank you, Poppy.
It's a single pound of bismite. Value is about 150 gold.
So much money.
I toss it up and down nonchalantly and step out of the tough cookie.
Mhm.
How close are we to where Rune lives?
Not too far. It's like maybe a third of the way back to the tower, more towards the center of town.
So will we just pass by it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll nod and head back in and just sit down, like at the door. Just kind of wait till we get about that area.
Okay. You can smell like burning metal as you're coming close to the forge ring. This is where Rune's workshop is. You can see the kind of like empty, derelict storefront that he has. He doesn't really run much of a store. It's more of kind of a salvage yard, and he lives just in the basement, and he rarely comes up.
What do I look like right now? I glance at my hands.
Nothing like yourself.
Okay.
For a little while, it was concerning because you were all gold-clad dragonborn for a while. But the farther you got into this area, you've all turned into vagabonds, essentially.
Perfect. Okay. Poppy, is it all right if we stop for just a moment?
Why are you asking me?
It's your...
Oh, right. I'm controlling the thing. Okay, yeah, sorry.
All right. I hop down and head on over to his and just kind of wrap my hand on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so going into his shop, this main floor is desolate. There's some salvage in there, literally just like junk on the ground. It looks like nobody lives here. It looks like nobody's been here for a long time, but it's exactly as you remember. There is a downward set of stairs that goes into a basement, and that's where Rune lives. You knock on his door, and there's a metallic voice answering you. Who's there? How can I help you?
Hi, just dropping something off.
For who?
For a rune.
You can leave it at the door. Thank you.
Okay. It's from someone, Doran? I don't know.
Oh.
Anyways, he says,
Is it still hot?
nope.
Oh, that's okay. I'll eat it anyway.
Oh no. Poor baby.
Please don't eat it. But yeah. He also said, take care of yourself.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
See ya. And then I leave, looking for Serbo if I see Serbo on the way out.
Yeah. Give me a perception check as you're leaving.
Okay. 9.
Everyone who's not with Doran, give me a perception check.
We're like in the cart, right?
Yeah.
6 from Aaron.
17.
14.
15.
All right. 17. Guy. You are looking out the window of the rolling pin, now the tough cookie, and you see a small huddle of angry-looking folk. 3 of them. It is definitely someone you saw last night, a young dragonborn woman. Along with them are 2 others. They are holding a sort of crystal on a string, a little pendulum, and every now and then this pendulum bobs in a direction, and then it centers itself again. And then when it bobs, they kind of follow the direction of that movement. And every time it bobs, it's pointing towards the rolling pin. As a huddle, they all take a step towards the rolling pin and wait for it to bob again.
Doran's still outside.
Yeah, still outside, still downstairs.
Poppy, start the cart, please.
Oh, but Doran's not.
Just start the cart.
Oh, sorry.
Aaron. Do these look familiar to you? Pointing to what I see.
Shit.
Aaron, you take one look and you see Ribbo, Derringer, and Mercy are together. They're using a divining stone. It's something that you guys use to track out and snuff people who wrong you.
Do I know they're tracking me?
By the looks of it, that's what they're doing.
Aaron goes to Phenom and says, we got visitors right out back.
Oh? He takes a look out the window and he says, time to go then?
Yeah. Either go or, I mean, we could take them.
No, we're not doing that. Are we all together? Let's get ready.
No. Doran's still.
Who are we missing? God damn it. Somebody get him. We need to go now.
I can get him. I use one of my uses of hidden step. I'm invisible.
Invisible.
I'm invisible. Yeah, I sneak out of the tough cookie and head to where I saw Doran go.
As you're walking away from the tough cookie, you can see that group start to come close. They're looking suspiciously up at the tough cookie until Mercy points at it, and you hear her say, "They're in there."
Step on the girls. Good God.
Thanks for listening to Cloudfall. I'm Hannah, playing Aaron.
I'm Thomas, and I am Guy.
I'm Maggie, and I play Poppy Kenmore.
I'm Tara, and I play Journey.
Hey, I'm John, and I play Doran.
And I'm Tim, your GM, and all the other people. See you in the next one.